Alexa, turn on all lights.
Okay.
Voila. So guys, today I'm going to speak to you about Jumanji, the original one, starring Robin Williams. This movie is actually one of my favorite movies when I was a kid, and it's just a really awesome movie. The thing that made this movie so special is because, well, as a kid, I didn't really get to know like what the world has in store. Like when I watched this movie, probably I was around maybe 5 or 6, and I didn't even know that many things going on. But like this movie, it just showed me something new that is out there. And this is actually the first movie that I watched from Robin Williams. I haven't really seen that many movies from him. Like I've seen Good Will Hunting, Old Dogs. I didn't really get to see Aladdin growing up. Mrs. Doubtfire, it was okay. But this one, Jumanji 1995, is my favorite one of his. I just love the story on this movie. Just giving a concept of a board, like when you play up to 2 people, you play together and you just roll the dice, and out of nowhere things just start happening out of nowhere. For example, on the part where he actually left the world that he was in to the jungle world in the Jumanji board. That was an insane scene when I first saw it, and it was kind of a little bit scary at the time as well, because like he just out of nowhere that board just took him inside the board game, and the girl got scared away because of the bats that came out from the fireplace. So it was a cool scene. The crazy part is that he was stuck there for 26 years. Insane, man. Insane. He was there for a long time. And the only way he could have gotten out if the dice rolled 5 or an 8. The good thing is that 2 kids, they came 26 later into that house and they found the board game. And the boy, Peter, he was the one that actually rolled the dice and got a 5. And now he was finally out of the board. Throughout those 26 years, he was surviving in the jungle all alone. I don't know how old he was when the movie first started. I'm guessing probably he was maybe like 13 or 14 years old. And if you do the math, he's around 39 or so, or 40. You fast forward to the time the movie actually takes place now. And like everything that he knew from back then, in 1969, everything has changed to 1995. His parents weren't there. His dad didn't own the shoe company that he had anymore, and both of his parents, they were gone. So in that moment, like he was running around the house, it's a really good feeling moment that he just came back to the world. He's been stuck there for 26 years, and that was just a good scene when he was yelling out, "I'm home and I'm back." Yeah, that scene, that's the scene I'm talking about. Everything else that came from the board, they had to put it back inside it because everything was going to get worse. Not only did mosquitoes came out from the board game into the real world, but also a lion came out and monkeys. And that was just making everything worse and worse. And so the group had to figure out a way to put everything back the way it was. And the only way they could actually fix this was to actually play the game and finish it all the way through. And everything would have gone all the way. Since they only had 3 players, there was already another person that played. Remember the little girl, Sarah? Yeah, so they actually found her. And the good thing is that she still lived in the same place when she was younger. The actress Kristen Dunst plays as Judy in this movie, Jumanji. But in the future, she plays as Mary Jane in the 3 movies for Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. So that was cool seeing her in this movie. I didn't even know who she really was until I actually went back and saw this movie. I was like, oh, that's her, okay. Do you guys notice that the guy that was hunting Alan in the movie is actually his father. I didn't notice that when I first saw the movie, but when I looked back at it, it's actually the same actor playing as the guy, as the hunter. I think the main reason why they kept the same actor was because in the past, Alan was actually scared of his father, right? And so the same thing happened with this hunter. He was hunting him throughout his whole time he was in the jungle, and I guess he was just scared and ran away from him all this time. And he just came into the real world because they rolled the dice and he was the next one on the list to come out of the board game. And I think the most memorable scene of this movie, I think it's actually the stampede. The whole stampede where all these animals, they just come out of nowhere and they just destroy the house and stuff. And they were just running away. And throughout the movie, they almost lost the board game. Like first it was taken by the bird, and the good thing is that the little boy Peter, he actually caught it before it went on the ocean. The crazy part is that you remember the factory worker, the one that showed him the shoe. He actually now worked as a cop now. Alan actually remembered who he was, and he took him in because he was acting so suspicious, and everything that was trouble, he said to himself, he always found him. And so he took him in on his car and was about to take him to the police force. And throughout that time frame, the other group members, they were trying to get the board from the hunter. They went in the city and like there were the monkeys, they were around. It was just like chaos. They were just destroying all the buildings and stuff. It's just insane. Everything was getting out of control, and like the only way they could have just fixed this, if they kept playing the game. And like these are just like obstacles they just kept going throughout the whole movie. Once they got back at the house was very different now. The huge flower thing grew so much, like it took over the whole house and stuff. And now it was actually time to play the game again. Now this time what came out was crocodiles. It was a crocodile that came out. And then also the house was flooding. It was just insane. Like these things were just happening all over the house, and they were just trying to finish the game once and for all. And now the other main part that I really like was Alan's last and final moments to get his figurine into the circle bar. It was his last chance to actually save everybody. And the good thing is that he actually did it. The part where he was swinging and the lion was about to scratch him, it was kind of a funny part. And then the part where he just went through the windows, he just went through. And the good thing, he got the board just in time before he passed through. And now the very final moment, the hunter and him, they were just talking for a bit, and Alan rolled the dice. One dice landed on the floor, but the other one was going way down. And it just took a very long time until it actually rolled where it had to. And the good thing is that finally Alan finished the game once and for all. And now it was time for everybody, for every single thing that came out of the board to go back inside the Jumanji board. The only thing Alan had to say was the word Jumanji, and everything just went back inside, even the hunter as well. And after that scene, Alan and Sarah came back into the past. I don't know how that actually works, but it was cool because they kept it in sync. Like they were hugging each other when they were adults, and now once everything went away, they became kids again. So that was a cool thing they actually did. Since now that we're back in 1969, Judy and Peter, they weren't born yet, so they weren't in the attic anymore. And now time flew, and it was a Christmas time. Alan was the one in charge of the house now that his dad probably just passed his house to him. And Sarah and him actually ended up together. And on that Christmas party, they smiled and they saw the kids once again. They saw Judy and Peter once again on Christmas. And they even gave them a present, and they mentioned to the parents that they'd known them for a long time. So, and it was a cool thing because they missed them, and it was just a really good moment. This whole movie is just insane. I really like the concept, and also they made a similar movie like this. It's called Zathura, but like this movie is the one that actually made me like to see what was in store, like outside. This movie made me want to watch more of these action type of movies. These were like one of the first movies I saw like these, and it was just impressive. And it's just, for me now, it's just nostalgia when I see these movies. Robin Williams actually made this movie really great. And let's not forget about everybody else as well, the cast members and directors. But like Robin Williams was the star in this movie, and he just made this movie so memorable. Now, is this movie a masterpiece? Yes, guys, of course. I love this movie, and I just love the concept they made for this movie. Awesome movie. Well guys, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching all the way through. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up, and also subscribe to the channel for more videos like these. As always guys, live to the fullest.